奴らは過去を消すことでその存在を抹殺する。記憶を操作することで過去を変える。
ご用の際はその移動電話で514とプッシュしてください。世界に広がる私どものネットワークから最適な1台をポケベルで呼び出します。
時間とは概念的な道具に過ぎん。過去というのは記憶のネットワークで、未来はその記憶が生み出す幻想だ。ただそれだけのこと。
This is the one video that gets my eyes watering every time I watch it. But there's one particular bit in this clip I want to break down that is integral for you to understand where you are and why was this episode made so ambiguously, leaving audiences to guess, oh, they're Rick and Morty show fans, oh, they want to come up with their own film theory conclusions about what this is about, looking at the story of Rick and Morty. I'm not looking at it from the perspective of Rick and Morty. I'm looking at it from the perspective of I'm from the real world and this place is a goddamn simulation. From this perspective, this video is the most relevant to me and maybe not relevant to anybody else, and you would just think it's the Japanese release of a Rick and Morty episode. Today, I'm here to talk to you about how Rick in the Japanese Rick and Morty special episode maps reality. I've already told you who I am at the very first 3 videos of my channel. The reality mapping definition was said by me, and I'm about to break it down for everybody. They eliminate existences by erasing the past, altering the past by manipulating memories. Who is they? What is they referring to? Time is no more than a conceptualized tool. What this is saying is time is an illusion. The past is only a network of memories, and the future is an illusion created by those memories. This entire statement is true when you are stuck inside the simulation if you think about it.
Yeah, boy.
So, how would I go about proving that time is an illusion? I can use the most simplest way to demonstrate using quantum physics. To understand the relationship between movement, time, and space, it has to be in that order. Then you will understand why time is an illusion, and I'll break that down for you right now. Which will go back to me talking about the singularity again. So when the singularity was formed in the void of blank space, it was there, vibrating on the spot. And because it's vibrating on the spot, technically it's moving, and it's infinitely starting to generate more and more energy waves. And as such, because there is movement and the waves are getting stronger, it would create time because it's moving on the spot. But the only way you can measure it is how long it's been vibrating on the spot for. Let's say if there was an object and it was still and it hasn't moved at all, then how can you calculate time? You cannot. So why is time a conceptualized tool? Because it is a tool of measurement. In the absence of movement, time does not exist. Why do I say that? Very simple. Let's take the relationship between the Earth and the Moon and the Sun, because let's take our universe for example. In Universe 1, or any other universe for that matter, the positioning of the Earth, the trajectory to the Moon and the Sun, will precisely have a rotation of 24 hours, thus giving you 24 hours in a day of calculation. If there was a different multiverse, where the distance is different, then the orbiting calculation trajectory between the Moon and the Sun would dictate either a longer or shorter day and night cycle, and that is how time is calculated. However, without movement, let's say the Moon and the Sun was completely still and there is no orbiting, then time doesn't exist. How do you calculate time? One side of the world will always be daytime, one side of the other world will always be nighttime, because there is no movement, so therefore time doesn't exist. It's just a conceptualized tool. And that's all it is. Let's say between here and 2 meters away, if I walk there, it is going to take, let's say, one second. If I was to run there, it would take me 2 seconds to run 2 meters, right? If I run and move there, I have just created time because it takes me 2 seconds to travel 2 meters by running. Altering my momentum does not affect the actual distance I traveled, so the distance remains the same, but because I've traveled a distance from a point A to point B, I have just created space. But without movement, space cannot exist. Without the time to calculate how long it took you to get there, then space cannot exist. That is the relationship between the three.